Unfortunately, our last morning in Ljubljana has arrived. But since we have an exciting trip to Piran planned for today, we could keep our spirits high. We planned to meet T in the hotel lobby by 10 a.m. Meanwhile, Mark and I checked on the rental car parked nearby, picked up a few essentials, and enjoyed a final stroll through Ljubljana's charming city center. For those who've been following my vlogs, you know I'm someone who never skips breakfast. It's a serious ritual for me. So of course I didn't miss my morning hunt this time either. Before heading off to Iceland, I even made sure to pack some extra instant noodles. Funny enough, both Mark and I started craving Asian spices. So for breakfast, we ended up eating Asian instant noodles. That evening around 8 p.m., each of us had our own flight schedules. Mark heading to China, T to Germany, and I to Iceland. We planned to arrive at the airport around 5 p.m., so we set out on a nearby trip with that goal in mind. Even though our next destinations were all different, our flight times happened to be similar, making this magical same-day trip possible. The choice of Piran was T's idea, and looking back now, I wonder what we would have done if we hadn't gone there. It turned out to be such an amazing trip. Looking back now, even the little panic about how to pay for parking feels kind of funny and special. Every memory is just adorable. We were so cheerful that in that short time, we even went for a swim in the sea. Remembering the day before, we all came fully prepared in our swimsuits this time. The beach in Piran was absolutely mesmerizing. The wide open view and crystal clear water left us speechless. But it wasn't a sandy beach, so water shoes were a must. Walking barefoot over the large rocks turned out to be quite painful. After a round of swimming, we followed the Fitsa footpath toward the center of Piran. The weather was so perfect that our wet swimsuits dried in no time. The walk up to Duomo di San Giorgio treated us to some truly stunning scenery. We couldn't help but let out little wows and gasps, busy capturing every moment with our cameras. You know how we often say a place makes you feel like you can finally breathe? That's exactly how I felt up there. I was already on day 5 of a pretty packed itinerary in Slovenia, and I didn't even realize how tired I was until that view wiped it all away. The sense of openness that nature gives, it's truly powerful. Looking back at the footage now, it's hard to believe this was actually the day we were flying out. We looked so relaxed. That just shows how much we genuinely loved Slovenia. We didn't want to let a single moment slip away. We made our way back to the seaside. One last swim, one last delicious Slovenian meal, and most importantly, I was absolutely craving a beer. While T dove straight into the sea and Mark debated the beer sizes, I had no hesitation. The largest one, please. In the end, Mark, who went with the smaller glass, had to order another round. This, my friends, is what I call Soph's wisdom from life experience. An American tourist at the next table struck up a conversation, saying we looked like such close friends. I knew exactly what he meant. When you're somewhere this beautiful, being alone can feel a bit lonely. The thought of seeing a view like this by myself? I couldn't help but imagine my next step, heading off to Iceland on my own while these friends went their separate ways. It made me feel even more grateful to be right here, right now, with Mark and T. We took one last walk around the town of Piran and made our way back along the beach. Even though it was just a short visit, this half day in Piran felt incredibly beautiful. Almost too good to leave behind so soon. To be honest, I've always preferred small towns over big cities. I find myself more drawn to calm and laid-back scenery than to the busy and crowded city streets. With footsteps that were hard to lift, I slowly began to prepare myself to leave Piran, hoping that someday I'll cross paths with this beautiful place once again. On the drive back, I think Mark and I practically passed out in the car, while T had to power through behind the wheel. Truly, hats off to him. I feel like I owe him another thank you. Note to self, next time, maybe appreciate T more than the beer. We safely returned the car and said goodbye to Mark first. He left me with a whole bag of snacks. T and I happened to be on the same flight to Munich, and his seat was right in front of mine. Moments like that make me wonder, when will I see T again? He isn't someone I get to see often, but we've made such special memories together. Until we add to those memories again, I hope he stays happy. Now alone in Munich, I head to my next destination, Reykjavik, Iceland. From the moment I arrived, I was deeply moved. Icelandic summer felt cold to me, but strangely, the place offered warmth in the form of unforgettable memories right from the beginning. I hope you'll join me on that adventure too.